Sookie, Sookie. What up, people? Just see. We'll see what the connection's like here. I kind of wanted a more, just do a quick one here. Figure out if this is a decent spot to actually do a show from. Because last place I tried, the connection wasn't too good. What up? What up, B Frank? It is about damn time, man. It is about damn time. But we're gonna see. I don't know how long I'll be on here because a little bit of chitter chatter around, and I did just want to see if this is gonna be a decent spot for it. What up, Electric Towel? Oh man, I just got your email. I'll get back to you. And yeah, I'll probably dig into that in the later show. We're just gonna be playing around here for a second. I kind of want to get a feel for the sound of the street, and if y'all can still hear, and what's going on with the people around me and everything, and the coffee shop. I'd like to see if I could do it. I can be outside and still use the internet connects. Yeah. Probably end up just doing like maybe like at 5:30 or so. I'm gonna do a one-on-one with people because there's a lot of questions that I tend to get repeated. People ask me something that I've explained in depth in another conversation. So I want to do like a 2-hour, like if you're going to come to hang out and ask questions and participate, you got to know a few standard things, a few general ideas. What up, Mr. Mizzles? Yeah. So I'll probably be covering this evening. I want to cover the realms or densities, salt, and heaven and hell. And those are 3 major things that people need to, or I would call it good and bad. 3 major things that people need to know before coming and listening to me talk, because their questions always pop up around those 3 things. And the 4th thing would be an organic. So there'd be 4 major things I'm going to do a 101 on. What up, Zach Chrono? Yeah. Cool. So yeah, we'll chitty chat for a little bit here. How's the sound like when that bus passed? Is there any lag going on? Is the sound of my voice getting muted or anything by the cars or by the people around me? Like right now as I'm speaking, can you hear me over the everything else? No lag? Good. No, don't put yet after that, Electric Towel. What you doing? Don't put yet. Just put no lag. Sound of voice is decent. What about the cars driving by? What up, Seafool Sanchez? Yeah, it's alright. Any echo, any kind of weirdness? I really want to, probably just gonna... you knew you'd say that. Yeah, probably will just do, every couple days I go to some new spots and try to find places that are easy to do live shows from, so I don't have to do them from the house. I'd rather be outside of the house in nature, whatever. Not that this is nature, but it's a little closer. Okay, cool. Mr. Bizzles. It's just more fun to say. Yeah, maybe we'll do and I think what I probably gonna want to do with shows is to be a little more specific on topics, because I mean, yeah, they're all great, and it's a lot of fun, and I enjoy, I enjoy dicking around and getting, having 3-hour, 4-hour conversations, and the end kind of trails off into oblivion, which is still fine. I don't mind. That's part of it too. But that way I can chop these things up to like maybe do like 2 or 3 shows like back to back, so that way there can be kind of an organized fashion for the people that will come and check the show out in the future. That way I can like relabel them so we can kind of get into what we're talking about rather than, you know, I could call you Jay, but I prefer Mr. Bizzles. I mean, may I? I mean, do I have to call you Jay? I like the way it rolls off my tongue a little better. Mr. Bizzles. What is that from something, or is that just fucking, is that just you? Is that just your humor, or is that like from a movie or something? Yeah, and anybody else that's on here, if you want to, if it ain't too big of a request, we can. Hey, what up, Gary Baxter?
Well, Cammy got me the light spring. I'll put on my community.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah.
Oh, Gary, and tonight I should have all of the easier routes of currency generation set up. I got my my papacy account, so I'll be able to link that up tonight. He was given the name. Oh, there you go. Gift names are good.
All right, where are you from?
The gift names are good, Mr. Bizzles.
Nice to meet you. I'm hoping help a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, so,
Hey, and doing these things live and live. What up? And doing it here, you get this kind. Look, we get to check them out. Here, let me blur her face out. Where is it? We don't want to see her face. Or his. Crash her head. Crash. Oh, crushing heads. Crushing his head. Who knows that? Come on. Come on, somebody LMAO that if you know what it's from. Crushing the heads. Thank you, Pia. I work for LOLs. I work for LMAOs. There we go. Johnny K, you know what's up. Kids in the Hall, that's damn right. You Canadian, or you just know good comedy, huh? Yeah. So you know some Jack Candy, huh? Jordan. You all can say thank you to Jordan for putting Zen in a good place today. All of you have to go, thank you, Jordan. Say thank you. She hit me up. She gave me the goodies. And I'll let you all know the next show what she gave me, but it's fabulous. It's quite tasty.
I think it's gonna take us a while to do that stuff. So I think it's 2:30. I mean, it's only 4 o'clock. That's only an hour and a half.
Yeah, Gary, squishing the heads is correct. She's the Santanista Claus. The Santanista Claus. Yeah, she went overboard.
We got a little break before the next spring show.
Jordan went overboard with the gifts. So you should all take a note, take heed from Jordan. Give gifts the way Jordan does. Mass packages. Gary, I already ate. I ate this afternoon, and in fact, I ate way too much sugar. I had like a chocolate almond hand pie and a cookie and a swamp pop of root beer. I don't do sugar. And we were at this really great bakery, and we kind of had like some bakery snacks, and then it just turned into cookies and chocolate. And I was like, oh my God, I'm wilding out. I gotta get out of here. Oh yeah, live. I told you. Well, cool, man. Thanks. Live and let. I'm gonna say live and live. Live squared. Live and let live. Live and let live. Live and let live. Yeah, the topic later. I'm gonna do this later because I don't know. I didn't really come with a lot of preparation. I just really wanted to see how this place would be. But I want to do a 101 later, and it'll pretty much cover all of the standard things that when people come to a show should already know, because I get a lot of the same questions, and I don't like going into the 30-minute diatribe on why salt is a bad idea. And so I'll deal with that in one show, and then have people like, you watch this hour-long episode before you come and say, oh, good and evil, and then I gotta kind of break it down what Jesus and the devil means, and we'll get into that, and we'll get into the 3 realms of existence and the densities, and then how fire isn't part of it, and what ice really is. We'll kind of get into like the standard alchemical understanding of what the physical world is, as well as the mental constructs of magic, and then we'll dip in a little bit to just the symbology of what tarot is, so that way there's a good foundation, so when someone comes to a show they have a solid understanding of the basics, densities, realms, symbology, what salt really is. So hopefully that, yeah. Are you gonna go to the Department of Redundancy department, Mr. Redundant, Gary? What up, DJ? And Mr. Bizzles, I will pull a card for you later for sure. Yeah. Tell me now, Mr. Bizzles, what is the card going to be for? What's you require? What are you asking the universe? And in fact, thank you for saying that, because in the next show I'll be a little bit redundant in explaining again what the cards do, what direction the tarot, how it is influenced and how it's influenceable. So yeah, we'll get into that too. What do you want to know, Mr. Bizzles?
See, I got one of these for Christmas.
They're good. They don't sell these anymore.
I went through security, and then get down.
Hey, check it out. Someone's in there working. That's Ami. That's who makes sure Zen doesn't die. That's who makes sure that I'm taken care of. And she's fixed. Look at her, she's looking all pretty for the camera. Yeah, you're fine. That's who makes sure I don't die on a day-to-day basis, either by doing something completely retarded or just general sense of making sure I have things that I can stick into my mouth and coverings and clothings to cover myself up, or I'm just a lunatic running around naked, not eating. Yeah, Jordan, on the 101 show and whatever, I'm gonna pull everything out for everybody. I'm gonna let them see the gift box. I was gonna do it live earlier, but I was too excited. I just started digging in everything. I was like, oh my god, look at all this cool stuff. Yeah. Lots of generous, wonderful things. Good lady. The lady.
I mean, we kind of do right now, but we're getting a ride.
So, anything you guys want to chitty chat about for a little bit here? I got a little while. Is it lagging that much? 2:30. I'm looking at Electric Towels 2:35. Where he says hi on me. That just happened, so I don't know. Heart to bat. Magical.
Price down to $190.
DJ, what's up? Yeah, they're everywhere. It's apparently.
We owe you money. For such. That'd be John.
Can you do to provoke intrigue and discern truth better? Wow, that's a big one.
I held him down because he agreed.
Yeah, hey, Jordan, I got that, and By the way, the BPs is the wonderful. That is actually probably top 3 favorites for me ever. And I've had lots of friends that you know they're in the business. They went to college for it. You know, they actually did go to college. You know, and they went to what do they call it? Oaksterdam? Is that it? Yeah. So anyways, yeah, the Blue Dream is exceptional. One of my favorites for sure. How did you know?
You have a little wave of scary coming, or?
This is not it's that medium
Yeah, the
intensity.
cramps. Well, cramp bark. You're right there. Cramp bark is a good one. And obviously, you know, like different kind of like just a warm like warm oil. What do they call those things? Why am I missing the name of it right now? What do they call them? Just put like a plastic bag of warm oil. What is that thing called? I can't even think of the name of it right now. Anyways, but you know that helps. Just even if you don't have that, like a heating pack would work. And specific herbs besides cramp bark, you can get into white willow. That's good just as an overall general thing for pain. It's not going to do anything necessarily with releasing the cramps, but the cramps are happening for the same reason the cramp in any other part of the body cramps. It's because of dehydration to a specific place or an excess of salt somewhere. So, you know, obviously the increase in water will help that, and cramp bark and castor oil pack. Thank you. Castor oil pack. I mean pack. Yeah, there you go. I think it's you know, Zet Chrono, I think it's possible to become synesthetic.
Yeah, I think we can say fucking
I mean, at least in a very micro way, but you know, as our system, as our brain is unlocking everything at the same time anyways, the fact that it's all just frequency, and the fact that there are synesthetic people is 100% proof that you can learn how to do it. It's a matter of just basically making different parts of your neural connections light up when something else lights up. I mean, you could ask anybody that's done any excessive quantities of lysergic acid, or any excessive quantities of ethnogens, like a lot of mushrooms or whatever, that they have forms of synesthesia. So crossing those neurological transmitter paths is no big deal. Like that's just not a standard practice now. We're just well out the game, you know what I mean? Yarrow tea, that's a good one, yeah. Yeah, get beef rat and getting the little guys out. What up, Cam? What up, Kia? Kidney stones, the best thing you can do for kidney stones, Art, by BAP. I call you Art. What up, Art? A lot of malic acid from apple juice, as well as kidney stones can get broken up. Like, I believe anything in the acidic realm. So you like grapefruits and limes and lemons are obviously going to help, but the malic acid, it's an acid that will, you know, deconstruct kidney stones, and that's why a lot of people say to do a 3-day apple juice fast before doing a flush. And there is a couple other specific herbs that help, and it's right on the tip of my brain. And if I just answer some of these other questions, this will come back to me in a second, I'm sure. But the malic acid from fresh squeezed apple juice is a great idea. Kia, I have drank aged urine. It's pretty crazy. I wouldn't drink a lot of it. You know, it's high power stuff. Yeah, any kind of citrus, really, dude. I mean, I say it's vinegary. I don't say anything. I mean, is it vinegar? You know, Cam, open it up. I mean, is it vinegar? I mean, look up the process for making vinegar. Look up the process for making alcohol, and you'll see. You can turn juice into alcohol, and you can turn juice into vinegar. It's just depending on whether it was anaerobic or aerobically breathing. Meaning, was the lid on tight or was it not? You're going to produce two different things. So, and fresh juice goes bad because of oxidation. Yes, but oxidation, you're not. That's a yeah. You're simplifying it too much. Like one way is vinegar, one way is alcohol. Yeah, be frank. I'm sure that helped, huh? All right, Pia. And obviously, back to that other thing. Yeah, obviously, urine's gonna help tons for breaking up kidney stones.
I think this is pretty safe.
I mean, Cam, yeah, you'll know if it's bad. Like, that's the simple thing is, you know, growing up, you're like sitting there like, Mom, is this bad? Like, fucking smell it yourself, kid. You know what I mean? Like, you know what something that's bad smells like. You know what vinegar smells like, and you know what alcohol smells like. It's three distinctly different things. If you think it's bad, it probably is bad. And there's ways it can go bad, and it usually has to do with getting bacteria in there, and then the bacteria actually eats away at everything, and it becomes that stinking ass smell. Whereas vinegar, ammonia, and alcohol, they don't smell bad. They just smell rich. They smell strong. They're strong odor. They're odorous. But you know, it's like the smell of blue cheese is strong, but it's not bad. It's really weird. But you know, if something's gone bad, it will make you want to vomit. So there's constructive and destructive things going on there. So hopefully, I mean, how can I tell you from this? You know, how can I tell you if it's gone bad? I'm here, how many miles away from you? I can't smell it. Hey, Cam, let me make myself clear. I don't know. If it's been sitting there, if the juice has been sitting there with the top on, and it had no bacteria in it, something different is happening than if there was if you took a swig out of it and then closed it, and it was slightly open and slightly closed, and some of your dirty mouth was in there, it may or may not be bad. It may or may not be vinegar, and it may or may not be alcohol. I don't know, man. You know, like, you know, I can tell you how to make all of those things from scratch, but to ask me, has it gone bad? I'm not.
It works pretty good.
I'm not alchemizing your thing in your kitchen. You are. Smell it. You know what I mean? I hope that. And void of one was once healthy? No, everything. Everything is gonna be, you know, everything's gaining health. Like, vinegar is healthier than juice. Beer is healthier than juice to some people for some things. It's just that simple. It just depends on what you're using it for. One thing isn't healthier than the other. It's what's its purpose. It's like people that say, oh, eat a superfood. Like, what if I have bone disorders? I would just need to be eating celery. I wouldn't need to be eating some super goji berry from the fucking land of Fiji that cost me $25 an ounce. I would just need to go eat some celery, and that would be a superfood. So in that sense, you know, everything it just depends. And pasteurization, there's benefits in it in the fact that it's not going to go bad. You know what I mean? You could pasteurize something and then close it, and it's not going to go bad as quick. But in the sense of what you're saying about bad, we're talking about the chemical reactions that are going on. It's sped up the chemical reactions, and it's turned it into basically sugar, water, and color. And so the enzymatic benefits aren't there anymore. You could pasteurize juice to make it last longer, and then put an enzyme in it, so that enzyme was actually, you know, breaking down the sugars and things. But it's still not going to be. It's not going to be as good as what the original source is, you know? What up, Glitter Kid? And Codeine? Yeah, DJ, yeah. Frankfurt is amazingly. It is. And that's another thing. See, you take something small quantity of like Roquefort, you take that really green stuff. Oh man. And if you eat a little bit, it's amazing and it does amazing things for our system. But could you imagine eating a bowl full of that? It would be painful and awful and disgusting. It'd be filthy. See, so in the amount of whatever it is you eat, you can get a lot of benefit, you know? Just like using alcohol or using vinegar. Could you imagine drinking a whole bottle of apple cider vinegar? It'd be fucking insane. But a small amount of it is extremely beneficial. A small amount of alcohol is extremely beneficial. A small amount of old cheese is very beneficial. So, you know, there is quantity values here. Ah, Pixie Ann, that's a big one. That's a very, well, that's up to you if you want to deal with the pain and time it would take to replace it, you know, from a natural means. You know, how bad is it? There's a lot of things that go on there. If you can just look up before you do it, before you go through it, go and look up the reflexology points for the teeth. Find out what tooth it is, and then find out what organ it's connected to, and then see if you can't do something about the organ, because that's where your teeth is. Your tooth is growing from the blood of that organ. Your tooth is a result of that organ's life. Okay, so if you have a problem with, say, the third molar from the back on the top, you have a liver issue or a kidney issue. You know what I mean? So then you can go, oh yeah, I have a kidney problem, and it's expressing to you that you have a kidney problem. And if you do something about it and you fix your kidney, then from there you can regrow the tooth. So, but that's, you know, that's a long process, but it's also very informative to your being. Some people are at the place where they do need to get teeth removed, but yeah, Cam. I mean, it's, you know, again, Cam, let me do one more thing here for you. It's also depending on the temperature that it's in. You know, if it's in a very hot temperature versus a cold temperature versus a very cold temperature, the process for making beer or making, you know, the juice going through the fermentation process, it changes. And that changing of how long it's going to take is also going to change how much bacteria might grow. It's going to change a lot of things. And if you just end up with mostly sugar water, quite clearly you'll end up at lower temperatures. There's less reaction occurring, and there's less reaction, so there's less sugar being eaten, but there might be more bacteria being built. So you might be getting a high bacterial strain of something, a lot of sugar, you know, where at a higher temperature it would eat all the bacteria off and you'd actually make alcohol. You need to know the temperature. Ha, Pixie Ann, it's the third one from the back. How weird. Pixie Ann, do you know who you're talking to yet? I mean, I know you're new to the game, but you're speaking to your future self. You're speaking to your higher self. You're speaking to an Archon. I wish these comments would come up in future videos, because there's so many videos where I've been having comments like that happen, or things that will happen where someone will ask for something and then I'll pull the card out or something and yeah. There it is, Bap. Electric towel, yeah. I mean, Zet Chrono, you could be an Archon right now if you wanted to. I mean, why not? You could be the Pope if you wanted to. just a little bit of paperwork you got to fill out. Oh man, right now, for this season, right where I'm at, vegetables, I've always, if I could call an olive a vegetable, but there's too much of a process there. If hearts of palm are correct, hearts of palm are probably my third favorite. Vegetables, man. I mean, the potato is so versatile that as a chef, as an alchemist, as a cook, a potato is probably my second favorite. But just, you know, picking something up to eat, vegetation. I mean, I'm more into the fruit category right now, but vegetables, huh? I'm trying to think of what I've had in my house and what I've been eating. Because funny enough, it doesn't always line up with exactly what I want for the season. I don't know. I think I'm gonna stick with just giving you the hearts of palm right now and artichokes. How's that? You get two, artichokes and hearts of palm. And onions are magical, but I love making French onion soup. That's my stuff right there. But onions, I usually, whenever I want to do a hardcore cleanse, I just go all out on that onion. Oh, let me see something here. I'll be right back, y'all. I might even bring and show you this license plate. All right. Usually I'm seeing those three digits in a row license plates. It always makes me laugh. Oh, pickles. Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, that's my thing too, but I wouldn't really call a pickle or an olive a vegetable because there's been a process, but I would say pickles and olives would be two of my favorite things. But I didn't classify them in the vegetation category. Because a pickle is a cucumber. Ami up in there working hard. Oh yeah, here. Y'all can still hear me. So yeah, for whoever's trying to jump on here later, spread the word to the people of the community. I'm probably going to get on here and do that 101, I don't know, somewhere between, like, say, like 6 and 9 o'clock. Yeah, cooking. Maybe I'll get on that soon. I throw down in the kitchen. That's no joke. The reason that I know what I know about, and the reason that I know the things that I know is because I was first a chemist of the culinary arts. I never worked in I've worked in some kitchens, but I definitely throw down. Pickles and olives are salty, but pickles and olives, when they're made correctly, won't have any salt in them at all. Because pickles should be made by fermenting them, not through the process of putting them in a fake salt brine. Most people have salty pickles because they're in the fake salt matrix. Where a living pickle, like sauerkraut, has minimal salt, if not none at all. So it would be tart and sour. Pickles should be sour. And just as well as olives. You're using lime and you're using the process to creating that. Like, a lot of people think of a lot of different vegetations. They go, oh, that's salty. Well, they know that's not how it's supposed to be made. It was the cheating way of making it. So pickles are not supposed to be. And be frank, as I said, that's one of the things I'm dealing with in this 101 show that we're going to be doing this evening. So that way, whenever somebody says something about salt, you all can assault them. Get it? Assault. So people can clearly clearly take this information and let other people understand and understand absolutely what I'm talking about when I say salt, because quite frankly, I'm tired of speaking about it. But it's so important. It's in fact the foundation of everything I talk about. Salt and the heavy metals in the moon matrix is the foundation of everything that I talk about. Yet no one seems to go back and refer to the work that I always tell them to. In fact, that I cover in just about every videos, and I explain the difference between inorganic and organic salt. And I invite everybody to, as I'm going to do it during the show, go and look up a very simple technique. You can use this thing. It's called Google. It's amazing. You should check it out sometime. And you type in inorganic versus organic salts, and then you find out what that means in the chemical world, in the chemistry world, and you'll find out that inorganic salt has a carbon. That inorganic salt doesn't have a carbon bond to it, and that organic salt, meaning things that can be used by the body, have an organic bond to it. So things like plant life have salt in them, but it's organic, and things like salt from the Himalayas or from the sea do not have carbon bonds, and therefore is not usable to the body, and is therefore absolutely a poison. And I go back to saying this: if people don't get it, go eat and drink as much fruit juice and vegetable juice as you can for 2 months, and see how good you feel. And then see if you can do even 3 days of drinking as much salt water as you can. Go ahead and just drink salt water. See how quickly you die. It's just a very basic thing, and I've explained this and shown this to people before through so many ideas of the lemon and the potato battery versus the salt water. You put 2 diodes in some salt water, and you try to power a light bulb, nothing happens. Nothing happens at all. You put 2 diodes into a lemon or a potato, and that will light up the diode. Ding, 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 because it's living. So there's a big differentiation, and I'm gonna go through that entire whole thing again. I just wanted to express that here because, well, I like to babble on about nonsense. Electric towel, I got you wanting cheese and pickles. Eat the raw cheese and the pickles that are done right. Yeah, Granny, they are doing it all the time, and the source of the high degrees of black magic is melanin, which is the sun. Interestingly enough, you look into the sun, and the sun is light, so it'd be called light magic, but it gives someone melanin or makes them dark, which is where you get black magic. Protection the building. So yeah, I tried to plug myself in the other day, electric towel. Yeah, it gave me a little bit of a shock. I tried to plug myself right into the wall. Didn't work too well. So check it out, yo. I'm about to go do this little indoor thing right now. I have a little chitty chat with my friend here. And then, oh, look at my friends, the birds. Ah, look, check them out. It's my dude right there. If I had some food with me, he would come eat out my hand. These are my dudes right here. Yeah. Sorry, dudes, I don't have any food today, or dudettes. Yeah. Anyways, they'll come right up and out your hand. What up, Skyhopper? Oh, I like that. Hey, Skyhopper, did you get my response? I haven't checked my email yet. Because I gave you 2 emails when I responded to you. I don't know if you copied the Zen Alchemist tree down wrong or whatever. Yeah, man. You know what? If it was a little better weather. If it was a little better weather and I had food anywhere near me, they would definitely land. I could get them to sit on the table with me. They definitely will sit up with me. See, they live in this tree right here. I'll live in that tree right there. Okay, let's go. Check that out. Wrong ass branch. Yeah, they be straight chilling. Yeah, I've been kicking it with the crows lately. Lots and lots and lots of crows be bugging out. I actually send them on little journeys. I send them to go wake my friends up, and they do. Yeah, Granny, there's lots of nice trees in this city. That is a nice one. I mean, let's see here. Okay. You said you sent it to Theo Luminous? How is my dog? My dog is, I don't know. If you want to know how my dog is, you gotta ask her. She is, hey, look at, gotta ask her. She hijacked my dog. It's doing, the thing is doing good. The dog thing is amazing. Sports rigging? Didn't I do a whole video on that? You know what? How about this? What's up, buddy? I'll do a whole show on sports rigging. That way I can keep these divided up. But sports rigging, man. I mean, it's we talking about like the simple thing is the vagus nerve, Las Vegas, Atlantic City is AC. It's alternating current, and the vagus nerve. Think about that. That's the two biggest places for gambling. There's a big reason for it. Big reason for it. And how it works in the form of rigging. They're just basically succubusing off the energy as it alternates back and forth. So they're changing depending on how much they're let's put it this way. Because there's three kinds of magic really. And I've put it this way before. There's a technological magic. There's a psychological magic, and then there's like the real deal, like outside of time, outside of body, outside of realms, you know, working with other forces kind of magic. And that's very reserved for a small number of people. Not that everybody doesn't do it to a degree, but to be really into it. But they're doing it from a mass psychological level, where they move things and energies around, and they know the outcome, unless of course something starts they know the outcome unless of course they start push or sway something so far in one direction, and then but they already know they know the algorithms. They already know where it's going to be at the end and how to push and pull bets. Hey, we want the most out of it, we'll push the bet this way. It's the conclusion is always the house wins, you know what I mean? I'll get into it deeper, but for anybody that is interested, that I already did a video on that maybe 8 months back. You can check that out. Yeah, there's too much money. Yeah, there's way too much money involved, and we can't look at it as a source of money. We can also look at it as a source of control. So the people that are in those positions at the highest level, they're interested in power and control. The people at the lower levels are interested in the money, because there's a certain point where after you have a certain amount of money, then it no longer is a matter of how many dollars do I have, and how many buildings can I own, and how much can you control and sway large groups of people through, and in this case they use technological and monetary influences. Let's put it that way. Their magic is from the point of like this. The money ain't the business. The money's the game for everyone else. The power and control and archoning is the purpose for those people. Very funny, Zet Chrono. You know what? When you asked me that. About if I said I was Vata dosha. I think I am. I never looked it up. Whenever I said it, I didn't know off the top of my head. I can go look at it and I'll tell you which one I am. But Do I like warm, wet cooked foods? I tend to, but then again, like it depends seasonally for me. I prefer Indian food. I prefer cooked Indian food, but because of where I am and how hot things get, I prefer melons and uncooked fruits and things. So it really depends, but I tend to steer towards, if I'm having a hankering for something, cooked Indian food, spicy. And to go a little, yeah, I used to have cold feet and cold hands too, to a degree, but then I that's circulation issues. That's a lot of things, and I think probably getting more hot foods in my diet helped that. Thick kitty sauce. Well, there's always adding like types of ground root that is the thickening agents. There's always thickening agents that can do that, but I mean, like I've told everybody, I'm not anti-milk. I'm not anti-cheese. I'm not anti those things. They don't work best in my system, but like as far as consuming them and what I think of them, I milk it up, man. Like that's just the way to go. Like you talk about like wet and dry curries, and that's what's up. Yeah, Vindaloo. I mean, Cam, once you're cooking, the milk becomes pasteurized, you know what I mean? And that's the only, you could bypass all of that and engage with using a raw milk, but think about this. The reason that they use yogurt is because the yogurt is the living yogurt. The yogurt sits beside the meal as the system that helps to digest. So no matter that they cooked with the milk and made it pasteurized because they've cooked it, they've also added yogurt on the side to reintroduce all of the enzymes that are going to break down the milk. So that's why they use the well, dairy is, dairy's going to be, for a while, one of those things that the whole, whatever you want to call it, Agenda 21, the whole vegan movement, the whole nonsense and conformity and mind control paradigms work. And if you consume milk, you're a piece of shit. That's going to be going on for a while, but I won't be having that. I won't be allowing that. Not in my frame, not in my reality. So, I mean, I don't, I never even deal with kefir. Like, I just use yogurt, yogurt or any kind of food that has been pre-digested. Let's put it that way. Sauerkraut's starting to be digested. Yogurt's starting to be digested. That's why it has that sour to it. Have you ever spit up in your mouth? It's like sour. That's what's going on. Cam, you read into things too much. No, you come on. Out of anybody here, you've listened to me enough. No, so straight up, I'm not saying it's totally chill to consume pasteurized dairy. I'm saying if you consume pasteurized dairy, you're going to have a hard time digesting it, unless, of course, you're consuming the enzymes which will break it down. Unless, of course, you consume yogurt, which will help to break it down, because milk already is part and parcel of itself, and its mechanism for breaking it down is already inside of the milk. So, people that have, they always say, it's like, oh, people are lactose intolerant. No, they're fucking not. I have this argument with people all the time, like, no, you're intolerant to the fact that you're drinking pasteurized milk, which already has been turned into soup, and it doesn't have the things that are going to break down the lactate that's going to break down the lactose. Everything in nature is already bound together to do it, but when you cook it, you destroy it. Okay, now you consume anything. See, and this is coming from saying like, I don't care what you eat, you know? For me, like, I'll go eat cheese, but if I do, I'm going to eat some yogurt or find an enzyme or eat sauerkraut or find something that's going to have the right thing to break it down. Like, there's different kinds of enzymes. Like, sauerkraut might not break down the milk because it doesn't have the lactobacillus or whatever the name of it is. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I know that I know nothing. There's no agreeing to disagree here. I don't deal with intellectual inadequacies. I don't deal with false or infactual information. I don't deal with opinions. This is not an agree to disagree. This is a 100% certain fact. This is unless I'm reading this wrong. Yeah, think for yourself is correct, but this is not an opinion-based thing. This is the entire world has survived on milk, using the milk. Oh, you're gonna like the concept that milk is no good. Yeah, I get it right now where it's coming from. It's probably not a good idea to be getting the milk from that source, but getting milk from a cow, the way it's been done for millennia by billions of people that have respect and have connection to the mother, to the cow, and understand what it is. That's part of their culture and part of what should be in everyone's culture. To think that milk is no good, then you better not have drank from your mother's milk. For people to say, oh, milk is the pus of a cow, well then you better not drink the pus of your mother's tit either. See, this is the vegan thing. This is the vegan agenda. They don't even see the nonsense that's being spilt. And then all of a sudden everybody's on Similac. Everybody's taking Similac rather than sucking on the breast milk of their mother because they're not associating, identifying with the actual real source of creation via nature. Nature being the milk bringing mother source, the cow. And to think that it's not good, no, it's been poisoned. To think tobacco's not good, no, it's been poisoned. To think a tomato is not good, no, it's been poisoned. So, that's my little diatribe on that. But that's the simple truth. Is just because you disagree with it doesn't make it true. A lot of people like to play with this silly game about, especially when you get in the spiritual realm. And here's how people get on the spiritual realm. They always want to play with this objective, subjective reality. And we'll go in deep on the objective, subjective reality tonight, because objectively you can look into the sky and see that there's a moon. You can objectively say there's something there. Subjectively, we don't know what the fuck it is. There's a big objective, subjective viewpoint that gets kind of mutilated when it comes to health and well-being, especially when it's preached out of statist belief systems, when it comes out of vegan belief systems, because you don't know where their beliefs come from. But if you knew what it was and you knew the problems with just whole, just taking the milk and throwing it under the bus, you're taking by proxy, by direct proxy, you take your mother's milk and you take every mother's milk on this planet and you throw it under the bus. And that's idiotic, and it's not even close to the truth. It's actually it's farce. It's faulty. It's the opposite of the truth. Because the milk, we are in the land of milk and honey. And for anyone to deny that a cow's milk is integral to all creatures, that a monkey's milk is integral to all creatures, that the human mother's milk is integral to all creatures, denies the mother and denies nature and denies life. And so people that come up in here with their salt ideas and their vegan agendas can basically, have a quick, short death. Like, just, that's the way I feel about the whole thing. And milk does not cause mucus in the body. Milk only will cause mucus in the body if it's pasteurized. Real milk will actually be cleansing on the body. Milk is one of the most cleaning products on the planet. The cleanliest thing that you can consume is actually unpasteurized, straight from the source, the milk of your mother. Once again, the mother's milk is no different from the tit of the cow, is the tit of the camel, is the tit of the woman. And it is not mucus forming, because if it was mucus forming, every single cow would be full of mucus and die. Every single human would be full of mucus and die. And this is why you can see, once again, every single time when anybody makes these claims about milk, their connection is 100% driven by some agenda that is completely mind manipulating. It's lunacy. It's lunatic. It's ridiculous. And this is coming from somebody, I don't even really like milk. I don't even really drink milk myself. I just say this, I'm just giving you a sense of truth and to whoever might be here and whoever hears this in the future, because that's what people need to know. So this is, I hope nobody here thinks I'm speaking specifically to them, whether it's I know or anybody else, because it's not. This is just an overarching thing that people need to know. Like if people have these identities and ideas and feelings about things, you can and they're not feelings, they're emotions. You can take your emotions and you can go get lost with them, and you can jump on that ship to nowhere land, which doesn't understand Earth. You know, these are the same hippies that don't want to be involved with milk, but they're going to eat the mushroom off the cow shit. They can go and eat the mushrooms, the magic mushrooms off the cow shit. You want to get real deep in this? Yeah, go ahead and praise the magic mushroom that came from the cow that you won't even take her milk because you think her milk is rotten and spoiled, but you're willing to go dig up in her shit to eat a mushroom. Real talk. But what the fuck do I know? I don't even like milk. I don't even eat mushrooms like that. Yeah, and I know people are followers. They stop thinking because they follow me. No, they don't. They don't follow me. They listen, and through every single one of my videos, everything that I teach, everything that I say is 100%. You can listen to everything I say. You could ask anyone here. Is that I teach what I teach that you can think for yourself. It just so happens there happens to be a couple facts out here. Here's the fact. If I throw you in front of a bus, you can't get on this, oh, well, this is a subjective reality. That bus might not hit you. Well, that bus is going to hit you. It's going to run you over and you're going to be hurt. That's objective, and you can try to subjectify that all day. Just like we can try to subjectify the idea of what milk is, but you can't. It's an objective truth. It's an objective fact, Jack. And the people that follow me, no, I don't, this is why I talk like this shit. You can take your dumb ass, whoever you might be, and you can leave my channel. I don't care. I don't want you to follow me. I don't need you. I do this shit for free. So if you're following me, then what do I tell you? Think for yourself. Here's some ways you can think for yourself, and that's through all of my videos. You don't like what I gotta say? So be it. And that's why I say half the things I say, because I don't want followers. I don't need people out here saying stupid shit to me. I don't care what you think. I don't care what people think. I don't need them following me. It's like, because your thoughts are based upon entities and paradigms and notions that came out of status beliefs, came out of non-human agendas. It came out of sources of clubs and churches and religions and organizations. I ain't about that. So, if I was doing this, charging people, if I was really like, $5 an hour to get on one of my calls, if I was like that, then yeah, I'd have a much different responsibility to people. But up until I do that, yeah, I'm just here. I'm doing this shit for free. And if you like what I have to say and you help me out, that's cool. Oh, there we go, Katesh. Yeah, you're speaking of standard stuff, but as I just broke the whole thing down, if anybody comes into these talks and gets a little piece and bit here, you have to hear the whole thing, which is why I'm going to do this 101 tonight on salt, this 101 on the heavens and the earth, the good and the evil, the God and the devil. And we're going to get into the realms, the three levels of the realms out here, what the fire is. We're going to get into a few different things that always happen to come back to taking up a long time and a bit of my energy to go over and over again, when it's simple things like these salt things. It's another thing that everybody wants to know. It's just subjective. Like, no, it's actually objective physical chemistry. You ain't out here living like, yeah, life is a dream, but you ain't out here moving things around with your mind yet. That's still a fire truck. That's not a giant avocado rolling down the street, is it? But people want to play that game all the time. Okay, y'all. So hope y'all enjoyed so far, and I'm gonna go catch myself a little bit of coffee and a chat with a friend, and I'm gonna get on tonight and we'll do this long talk, this 101. And like I said, if you know anybody else that wants to get on for the live thing and hear the 101, that'd be cool. Let them know. And we'll chat soon, y'all. Stay cool. Do good things. And as always, oh, hey, I know that I know nothing. Hey, you didn't upset me. I don't get upset. I just move energy. I don't hold on to any kind of emotions whatsoever. I maybe have feelings about certain things, but I don't carry emotions. No, you didn't upset me. Don't worry for not even a second. Don't worry your little mind. But yeah, as always, do cool things. If you can't do cool things, at least think for yourself. How's that? Bang bang.